It's disappointing. It's frustrating. And, you know, what you like is how hard our guys, they competed. You know, one time we was down 14, we were able to come back and then take the lead. Just a matter of just going to make a play. And first half, the thing that killed us were the penalties. You know, we were never able to establish a drive, and they were able to make plays, and we didn't make the plays. But I told our players in there a while ago, I was just so proud of just how hard they did. They kept playing. Even they were down, they kept playing and just fighting. And that's what you want to see. I know this, that we're out of the bowl picture, but we have one more game to go play, and we just got to go play for pride and go play for ourselves and go compete.
Coach, obviously there's reasons, there's injuries, there's all these things going on, but in the end, 4-7, what are you telling your team about more than just pride going into Baylor, but about the program as a whole and where you're going?
Oh, you know, you look at it, and you're right. You have the injuries, but still, though, I mean, you're looking at a young group, and now that they've seen it, I think they'll be able to bounce back and they'll learn, and it's only going to make them stronger.
Charlie, what were your thoughts about the play calling sequence there at the end, especially on second down where Tyrone had to roll out there, and then the fourth down deep ball to Jay? Is that what you wanted?
Well, it wasn't so much of that, Brian. I think the thing that hurt us at the end is that we catch the out route there, and then they call in it, and then lineman downfield, which was away from the play, and that would have made it 3rd and 2, and we would have got the first down there. Now all of a sudden it backs us up. The one play there with the fourth down play was we had a slant call. They pressed man on us, and Tyrone threw a chop on the outside.
I know you don't want to make excuses, but in the first half there, it just felt like every play another player was getting injured. Have you ever been a part of something like that? I mean, that was pretty crazy there.
No, and you look at our injuries on defense. We lost Ridgeway, you lost Malik, you lost Pete Jenkins, and then Puna goes down. And then on offense, you lose Hurd and you lose Johnson, our running backs, and you know, most of those guys were our veterans, so we end up with a lot of freshmen on the field, which they went out and competed. So I wasn't too concerned about, you know, guys not being out there. I didn't even think anything about it. You know, I knew they were down, but I just kept saying, hey, it doesn't matter. Next guy up, we have to go play.
Charlie, where have you been hiding Chris Warren, and do you feel like running back's the one position you're pretty well set at?
Well, I told Chris Warren before the game, I said, I guarantee you have a breakout game. You'll probably have 200 yards rushing. I don't know where he ended up. But, you know, you look at it, you had the backs, you had Jay Gray, you had Deontay, you had Chris, and just didn't have enough carries for all of them. But we knew what we had with him, and just a big, strong, physical runner. And you look at him, can break tackles, can run through people, and that's why I wasn't concerned going in this game. You know, everybody kept saying, well, you got 2 now, but I knew we'd be okay at the running game with him.
Coach, just a little more on Chris. What's impressed you most leading up to this point with him, and what was it about him that you thought he could do this tonight?
Just his maturity level, and I go back to, you know, I was thinking, you know, we played a game, you know, 2 or 3 games back, and Jay Gray needed like 4 or 5 yards to get 100, and he told Jay Gray to stand. He said, I said, Chris, you're up next. He said, no, Coach, let him go ahead and get his 100 yards, and I'm fine. And you know, the thing about him, he just continues to work, practices hard, don't say much at all, and you just knew he knew his opportunity was going to come, and he took full advantage of it tonight.
Coach, last year you talked about 7 losses being unacceptable. You're back there again. Are you surprised at that?
Well, you know, you never want to ever think that it's never our goal and never will be. And I know that we're back there again. But, you know, you look at what we have, and I think the future is very bright. I know what's ahead, and what's good is that these players, you look at tonight, and just looking out there on the field with just mostly young players out there playing, so now they understand just how hard they have to go play, and you have to play like that for 60 minutes, and more than anything, you have to step up and make plays.
Charlie, I won't make you go through every injury, but Gerard, is that a concussion, and what happened to Malik that he was not able to come back?
Okay. Yeah, but you know, what Gerard thing is, he said, I think it's more he took a hit in the head, and probably, I don't know how serious it is right now, and then Malik got rolled up.
On the right, Coach, on that, I think you kind of talked about it on the 4th and 7. Was the play call for Ty to throw it deep? I can't imagine that was. Or was that just his own decision to do that?
No, guys, I mean, we're not going to question it now. I mean, it's 4th and 7. What they did, they press coverage outside, so you weren't going to be able to get the slant, so we ran a wheel on the backside of it, and DJ had the guy beat. We just didn't make the connection there. And but it's just comes down to making plays, and we had our opportunities, and we didn't make them. It just didn't come down to just that one play.
Back middle, Bob.
Coach, you've got to feel like you're so close so many different times this year to busting through. How frustrating is it for you to keep going through this over and over again?
Well, sometimes, Bob, I think you have to go through a little adversity to make it. Just makes you stronger, and the thing about it, you see what you have, and you know that it's brighter days. When you look out there, you just say, "Oh my God, we're not going to be any better." Then that's when the shock kind of hits you, and then you're like, "Wow." But I look at what we have, and you look at us on offense. Like Swoops come in tonight, just had played unbelievable, and then you still got Gerard sitting there. You're looking at your running backs. You still have 2 of them coming back with Kurt. Will be 3. Young at wide receiver, offensive line. You're gonna be much better. And at the defense, you got 2 seniors, Duke and Pete, are the ones that really played a lot for us. And even Tank didn't even play tonight. So you're looking at 3 guys right there that you're losing defensively. So when you battle through games like this, I think it only just makes us stronger, and it's going to make the team stronger, and they'll understand because they'll start. Now it's going to start soaking into them. Then they start realizing, hey, we have to go play, guys, and we just can't go out there. And what you don't realize, and I tell them all the time, we are the University of Texas. You're always going to get everyone's best shot. So let's not go out there half-stepping. Let's go prepare the right way. Let's stay focused. Let's play with the passion that we know we can play with, and let's go get it done.
Charlie, you just touched on all the guys that are out there, the young talent, things like that. But with 7 losses, I mean, no matter what happens at Baylor, are you committed to making coaching changes, staff changes, whatever it takes internally to get this thing going right?
Well, I just wait till the end of the season, Brian, and we'll look at that. And I haven't even thought about the staff or anything. I just look at what I have, just player-wise.
Back left, Steve.
Hey, Coach. You're a defensive guy, so this stuff has really got to stick in your craw, these types of games. I mean, but your offensive team is built around running the ball and controlling the ball. I mean, how can you deal with the yin and the yang in that, Coach, at this point? I mean, do you have to change your philosophy?
Well, defensively, if you look at it, you look at tonight, and that was the number 2 offense in the country, and we were it was just matching score with score. So you can match score with score by running the football. It's a matter of just limiting their possessions. And just defensively, we give up the big play. You look at the first one, if Holt makes the catch, the ball bounces off of him, and Grant catches the tip, and it goes in for a touchdown. Then right at the end, we get beat on he comes off, and then it gets to the outside, and it beats our defensive back. And then they did the Hyde play there. But you can get it done. If you can run the ball and limit possessions and play physical at the point of attack, then things could happen for you. Because if you look at the teams that win, I think most of those teams that win, they can run the football.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.